Some news just in. Several people, among them police officers, are feared dead following a massive landslide in chesogon area at the border of the elgeiyo, Marakwet and West Pokot counties. The landslide occurred during heavy downpour that pounded the area this evening. Now, elgeiyo Marakwet Senator Kipchumba Murkomen joins us now over the phone. He says at least 5 people have been killed and several others are missing. Senator, thank you so much for joining us this evening to give us an update. What more do you know about the situation on the ground right now?
Thank you very much for having me. The situation on the ground is very terrible. Many people are still lost. People are searching for their loved ones. We're told that there are some people who are hanging on trees because they are in the middle of the flood, and they are unable to be rescued because to access them is very difficult. About 2 or 3 people have been rescued, which includes 2 police officers, and they are receiving medical treatment. But the problem at the moment is that it's still raining and it's dark. It's already confirmed that about 5 people have lost their lives. Remember that this is an area that is prone to landslides. 10 years ago, we lost more than 40 people in a similar landslide. This one is affecting both elgeiyo, Marakwet and West Pokot County, Marakwet East constituencies and the Sigor constituency. If you remember last year, we had a terrible landslide not very far from the same area on the side of West Pokot in Sigor. And at the moment, the situation is really very hard for people to find ways of rescuing their loved ones who are still alive, and also finding those who may have lost their lives. At the moment, the even more difficult thing is to take the people who have survived to places. And if there is something that we need at the moment is that the first tomorrow morning, the government should do everything possible to ensure that they reach out to this area.
Right. Senator, you've just mentioned a logistical nightmare. It is still raining at nighttime, so very difficult to navigate that terrain. Are you in contact with any of the disaster management bodies at the national and the county level since being the senator of that area?
Yes, I've talked to several people in government offices, in the Ministry of Environment, Ministry of Interior, and everybody is promising that the government is going to look up to this issue, and that possibly tomorrow some government officials rescue team will be sent to that area. So we are hoping that it's not just going to be lip service and promises, that something is going to be done tomorrow. Remember, this is also a situation, it's very difficult because we're also dealing with this pandemic. And if government doesn't respond, it will mean that the people will just have to do it on their own. And you can imagine the risk that they are going to expose themselves to, both in terms of the landslide, which the area is still active, but also the risk of spreading COVID disease, just in case there will be anybody in that area who is infected.
Right. And Senator, before I let you go, of course, if rescue efforts do begin tomorrow, they might go well into the night, tomorrow evening and the following days. There is a curfew that is restricting movement at night. Have you talked to the Interior Ministry to make concessions for the exercise to go on if they continue with the rescue efforts maybe tomorrow?
I think practically and out of necessity, there is there's nobody who is, for the families who have lost their loved ones, who cannot account for their loved ones, curfew means nothing to them. They must be anxious. They must be now, I've already been told that many of them are waiting outside to see if the rain will subside, and they will find a way, even if it is through darkness, to try to see if they can still rescue some people. As I've told you, some of the people who've just been rescued were on top of trees. And I'm told that there are a number of people who are still also hanging on top of trees, rescue. So you never know. And curfew means nothing for them at the moment. Even the pandemic means nothing for them at the moment because it's an emergency situation. The most immediate problem they're dealing with is to rescue their loved ones, the ones they can be able to rescue. But also for those who've lost their loved one, they don't even know. So the anxiety is there. The most important thing, I would like to say, even before we talk about curfew, the most important thing is at the very earliest tomorrow morning to see that a rescue team is sent by the Ministry of Interior and all emergency efforts be put in place by government to ensure that people are safe. Remember, one of the houses that was swept, or the camp that was swept, was a police camp, and some of the policemen were rescued. Some others are still not accounted for. So it's not just a catastrophe.